Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and this is the, probably, I don't know if I'd call this the single hardest stage in the game, but it probably is. So this is a stage in the new Gathering of the God of Destruction event, going against this robot God of Destruction, MOSCO, right here. Now, this guy is very cheap and very unfair, because what he does is he super attacks, and it's an AoE super attack. It hits all 3 units on rotation. This dude usually sits there in that first slot before the turn even starts, before you get a chance to do anything, and he likes to do this AoE super attack. It is the most annoying thing to deal with when he just does this exact thing right here. So in order to no item this, I actually was able, like, look at this. Blue Cow King Goku has type advantage. 150k, just immediate. Nothing we can really do there's nothing you could do to block that, right? Like that blue, we could not have protected Blue Cow King Goku in any way or anything like that, which is what makes this sort of difficult, or really difficult right here, is the fact that you can't, for this stage, you can't afford to bring units who really can't handle the pressure from MOSCO. Now, Blue Cow King Goku does kind of count as one of those units, but I really felt like this team was really going to give me sort of the best shot at getting this done. So that's why I sort of chose to sort of, like, you know, rock this team, move forward with this team right here, right? With Blue Cow King Goku sort of as the leader. So what's going on here, of course, is we're running the Universal Survival Saga team, because it is absolutely, like, again, basically, the no-item run for this is, like, trying my best to survive for, like, the first 3 or 4 turns or so, right? As long as I could survive for the first 3 or 4 turns, at that point, we could get to the point where, like, Kale right here starts building up so much defense that she's really able to just tank MOSCO's AoE super attacks just with her defense, and the fact that she does guard as well. Or we are able to sort of handle our business with, like, LR Kale and Caulifla, who are able to stack. That's the thing. Like, this is the most difficult event in the game. LR Kale and Caulifla, again, are really good in all of these stages for this event. I may... because of just how impressive they are in this event overall, I may actually do a video centered around them versus this event, just to sort of, again, put the spotlight on them. Because of the fact that all of these Gods of Destructions are Universal Survival Saga enemies, Kale and Caulifla get the guaranteed additional super attack. That's when they start to just be so absurdly OP, is, you know, they build up their dodge chance with every hit, and they stack defense with every super attack. But, now, like, against, in this God of Destruction event, every single stage, they have 2 guaranteed super attacks they're going to do, and an additional normal. So it just leads to situations like this where it's fairly easy for them to build up to a point where we don't have to worry about them dying. However, here's the thing. This stage in particular is a real nightmare, right? Because Kale and Caulifla, like, if the first rotation with them on it would start and they get super attacked, I think they take somewhere around, like, 350k damage or something like that. AGL LRUI Goku, same thing. The first turn, where, like, if he just gets tagged with one of these super attacks from MOSCO before he dodges once on the turn, he's taken, like, 250k damage as well. Like, this stage is just designed in such a way where you have to prioritize characters that are dodging, damage reduction, these types of things, right? Now, basically what I'm thinking about right here, right, is that Kale and Caulifla and STR Kale, both of those units, it is imperative that I get them both at the start of the rotation as soon as possible to stack their defense, right? Because MOSCO, when he supers, he's hitting everyone, right? So, like, I need Kale and Caulifla, and then the STR Kale, the units who are stacking on this team, to be in that first slot so that they can start stacking as quickly as possible, so we don't have to worry about them getting utterly cream pied by MOSCO's ridiculously unfair AoE laser super attack. Now, the reason, by the way, that I definitely got the no item run on this stage is because I think MOSCO, there's like 3 or 4 turns in a row here where he just does not super attack. And again, that's what makes him so difficult, so frustrating, is this AoE super. You know, again, you can't hide units from this. So it's like I try my best to keep, like, you know, STR Blue Kaioken Goku off rotation as much as possible. Keep him from sort of really getting destroyed by a lot of the annoyances that could potentially happen from, you know, him getting hit, right? Because his Spirit Bomb... Okay, here's the other thing I should talk about with Blue Kaioken Goku. People do have sort of like an unrealistic interpretation of what Blue Kaioken Goku is in their head, right? People think of Blue Kaioken Goku in the Legendary Goku event using the Spirit Bomb to one-shot in UI Goku. It's like he can do that, right, with the Spirit Bomb. But that involves him super attacking, super attacking, super attacking, super attacking, greatly raising his attack, building his attack, and then you pop the Spirit Bomb, like, way deep into the event. The thing about Blue Kaioken Goku in this event is that, like, these enemies are extreme Super Battle Road level difficulty, but you're stuck in the ring with them for, like, 10 turns, right? Whereas in the Legendary Goku event, Goku starts out as a pussy in the first, like, 4 or 5 turns. You have nothing to worry about, right? And then, obviously, once he gets to, like, you know, Super Saiyan Blue level, Super Saiyan God level in that Legendary Goku event, that's when he begins to become a vicious enemy, a vicious opponent. We don't really have that luxury in the Gathering of the God of Destruction event, right? Like these enemies, again, are, like, Super Battle Road level threats, turn 1, and they're immune to everything. They have resistances to all, like, you know, status. The only one is, I think, Hellas. You can lower her defense. That's it. But all the rest of them, there's not really much you could do. Okay, so we definitely want to bust out this active skill. It's really, like, this is like a race against time. Like, I was nervous this entire run. Because, again, MOSCO, literally any turn could just say, guess what? Triple super attack. And, like, you know, if STR UI Goku doesn't dodge, if AGL UI Goku does not dodge, like, if we just get all these situations where these characters just refuse to dodge, or, you know, if he supers before Kale and Caulifla, like, early on, like, turn 1, 2, or 3 or something like that, before they've had many super attacks to build up their defense, we would end up in a situation where we don't have a chance. But by now we're at the point, by the way, where Kale and Caulifla have been able to build up their defense enough where I really, really like our chances. Then we have Tech Caulifla and STR Kale together. Now, remember, I've been using Tech Caulifla in, like, all these no-item runs. She's been fantastic, great, spectacular, amazing. But the thing about using Tech Caulifla in a lot of these runs is I'm using her on teams where she's not getting the benefit of a leader skill. Tech Caulifla on this team, this Universal Survival Saga team I'm running, she is getting the benefit of a leader skill. So Tech Caulifla actually can contribute past the point where she's not taking any damage whatsoever. Then obviously STR Kale, you know, she can guard. I think the guard might give her just a little bit of extra sort of like damage reduction, or like not damage reduction, but extra sort of like tanking ability. But again, like, she's already a super class unit fighting another super class unit, and she already does have type advantage. So the guard, if it gives her anything, it's a very, very small amount of extra defensive power in this event, right? Like, it's definitely something, but it's not going to be as much as you would like. But putting Kale and Caulifla together on rotation, and they are all linking, it's so, so good, right? So really, I don't have that Kale and Caulifla fully link leveled up right now. I really should go get to link leveling some of the units I've used for some of these runs in preparation for, because there's another 8 God of Destructions after this that are coming, right? You know, the next batch is going to include Beerus and Champa, because they're moving in order, right? Like, they're numbered in order. So, you know, Champa's going to be the 6th stage, Beerus is going to be the 7th stage. You know, who knows how tough a lot of these bosses are going to be, what units might be good for certain stages, right? Like, you know, one of these stages is probably going to cancel dodging. Maybe Beerus. It would make sense to me if Beerus canceled dodging. That would make so much sense. So then that would be tough, because then at that point, couldn't rock, you know, the LRUI Gokus. Like, they're not going to be at the same level of effectiveness that they could be if they were able to dodge, right? So here MOSCO finally busts out another super attack. But Kale has had enough time to build up her defense to where she doesn't even really take that much. Plus, I mean, I think she has, is it 6 out of 7 links with Caulifla, I think? Plus, you know, with Caulifla on rotation, like, she's able to bust out... Or no. Kale gets an additional super attack going against a Universal Survival Saga enemy. And then she also has a, like, hidden potential system ability to super attack as well. Caulifla... she can get an additional super attack with Kale on rotation, right? So what happens is, you know, by having these two together, Kale and Caulifla together, like, we're going to see Caulifla potentially have the chance to triple super attack like this. So she can really just start to whittle MOSCO's health down. Because that's the thing about these Gods of Destruction, man. They have, like, how much health do they have? They've got, like, 50 million plus at least, right? The amount of health that they have, it's insanity. Because you see, like, these characters do 1 million, and it's, like barely a third of their health bar or something like that. So it's like they just have so much in terms of HP. You know, you really need to just eke out any extra damage you possibly can. So finally we reach a situation where this is kind of a very nerve-wracking turn for me because, again, I want to, like, stack as much as possible with Kale and Caulifla. Don't forget that every attack they do gets them the dodge chance up to 66% as well. So I'm just trying to build up as much as possible, but there's old tricky MOSCO attacking twice at the start. You know, if we get tagged by one of those super attacks on Kale and Caulifla, at this point, we probably would take maybe like 100k-ish. I don't think at this point we're taking like the 300k, like, you know, like death blast that he would do if he got Kale and Caulifla on turn 1 or 2. Dude, look at UI Goku right there. 20k? That's it? This is why LR UI Goku is the best unit in the game. Because he took that first hit and all he did was take 20k. That's literally nothing, right? Because he didn't even dodge the first hit where he would have gotten the extra damage reduction. So again, it just goes to show that this man, LR UI Goku, is so far and away built different. I absolutely stand this guy. Like, you know, we're using him in multiple of these no-item attempts already, even though in some of them, he doesn't even, like, he didn't even have type advantage. Like, I used him on the Catella stage where he had type disadvantage. And you know, that UI Goku was still really, I think, putting on a very impressive performance, a big-time show, right? All right, so we're getting to the very, like, bottoms of MOSCO's health right here. At this point, I think we essentially have it wrapped up. Because Kaioken Blue Goku, of course, is going to take a lot of damage from one of the AoE super attacks. But we're now at the point where the rest of the units on the team are not really going to be taking much damage at all, right? Like, STR Kale could get super attacked right here, and she's not going to get hit. Yeah, what was she going to take, like 20k right here or something like that, I bet? Yeah, almost nothing. Now, Blue Kaioken Goku, I wish, could tank a little bit better, but that's all. Like we got lucky, I think, a lot of times with where MOSCO is targeting a lot of his attacks, right? We weren't really having to worry about him hit like the ass end as much, and we were sort of able to hide Blue Kaioken Goku at several points, despite the fact that he is just so squishy. But, you know, I really think this build worked well. It was just, I got this done because of the fact that there were so many turns MOSCO just did not super attack for whatever reason. I do not know. I have no explanation for why so many of these turns MOSCO decided to just sit there like a dummy, right? Like, why was he being a dumbass and not super attacking? I don't know. But whew, were we able to do it, man. Again, this was hard. This is the stage I actually had to do a number of attempts on. I don't know how many, maybe like 7 or 8, 9 attempts, somewhere around there. Because remember, you are only able to do each stage 3 times per day, right? So it took many days before I was able to sort of like iron out the strategy. But, you know, once I got my LRUI Goku like rainbowed, like completely ready to go, we were in a good spot. Now this, by the way, I was terrified right here because MOSCO, if he could super attack in slot 1 and he could, I think if AGL UI Goku would have gotten hit there, I think we would have died right here. So like it was just very nerve-wracking in what I should do. Right? Because literally, as soon as that first attack is done by MOSCO and he doesn't kill us, we win. Because MOSCO is the only God of Destruction boss, by the way, right now that cannot dodge. The other 3 gods do have a dodge chance. It's very, very small. It feels like it's maybe like a 20% or a 10% or a 15% chance to dodge, something like that. The gods of destruction, they don't dodge that often. But MOSCO is the only god of destruction that cannot dodge. He also attacks way less times per turn. That's sort of how they balanced him a bit. But, I mean, again, the AoE super attack is still, like, the most devastating shit in this game. Like of that any, like, boss unit can do. It's just, it's so frustrating. Like, because it's like, okay, Kale Caulifla could dominate this event, but you get him turn 1, and then MOSCO super attacks before you can even do anything, and oh, Kale Caulifla took 350k damage, right? It's like, okay, good. Great. Because like Goresh said when we were doing the attempt, these stages weren't meant to be no items, right? So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.